Yeah. So Jada Kingdom's estranged boyfriend, NAS EBK, was recently arrested for murder. And it is said that this murder was committed in Times Square, of all places. Now tell me, who commits a murder in Times Square unless you're a crash dummy who wants to see your life ended? You know what I mean? Because Times Square is one of the most secure places in America as it relates to cameras. You know what I mean? Especially since the 9/11 attacks, you know what I mean? The entire New York has been covered with surveillance cameras. You can even be inside a car and cameras can pick up whether you have a gun inside or not. You know, it's a very strange situation. But these guys, you know what I mean, apparent crash dummies, they don't care. You know what I mean? They don't have any regard for life, you know what I mean, and they don't have any regard for what older people have been telling them, and so they have been acting quite reckless in New York City. Now, Jada Kingdom was dating this guy, and of course, many persons were warning her, you know, that this person is not someone that you should be dealing with, you know what I mean, especially if you're trying to have a positive career and a positive image in the music industry. But, you know, she proceeded to release songs glorifying violence because of the energy that was coming from this guy, you know what I mean, singing about, you know, if you don't have bodies, you can't be with her, you know what I mean. And of course, at the time, she was with this popular thought Asian doll that was with King Von, you know, and that negative energy was being reciprocated by Jada Kingdom, because, you know, Asian doll was one who said that she would not date a guy if the guy did not kill at least 6 people, you know. And so people were kind of perturbed about Jada's relationship with this guy. And as you can see right now, this is the result of a lot of these females talking about they want gunmen in their hole, you know what I mean. Even in the American community, you can see where a lot of women in the black community are celebrating criminals and are calling decent, sensible guys corny, you know what I mean. Some of the more financially stable men have been branded as being corny. People like Nick Cannon, you know what I mean. People like Michael B. Jordan, you know what I mean. People who have their heads on their body. When T.I. was being a criminal and, you know, was celebrating poisoning the black community with guns, you know what I mean, everybody was happy. But as soon as he started to wise up and started to speak more eloquently and started to show his smarter side, then you found out that a lot of persons, they didn't like it. They started to call him corny, or all he uses is big words. It's like mediocre people tend to try to bring down people who are better off mentally and more sophisticated by, you know, trying to defame their character for being good people, you know what I mean. I see where Russell Wilson, who basically took up this woman who has a child, wifed her, is taking care of the child, and has made her into an honest woman. You know, you have some people out there, oh, he's corny and all that. So apparently he should be, you know, selling drugs, having gotten pregnant over 10 females, and just not having any focus in life to please some of these people, you know what I mean. But I mean, you just have to know right from wrong as a human being, and you just have to just know that a lot of these people are stupid, and you should not try to compete with them or try to make them trick you out of your position. Because to be in jail, serving a life sentence, there's nothing about that that's admirable, and that a youngster should strive to emulate, you know what I mean. That is total bullshit, you know what I mean. You go to school, you get your education. If you don't get an education, you get a good job, you learn a trade, you take care of your family, and that's how the way it should be. And you leave something for your kids and you help your parents. That's it. You know what I mean? No need to be trying to prove that you're a tough guy and end up wasting all your life away in jail. You know what I mean? And that mode of thinking is bullshit. Being a murderer is not being a real nigga. We need to stop that crap. And I like to use life as a lesson, especially my personal life, you know what I mean? And I was dating a girl, and after we broke up, she started to date this waste man. And every time they went to clubs and so forth, this waste man would be getting in fights, you know what I mean, on one occasion she got a hit in her face because he was involved in a scuffle in a nightclub, and she was trying to intervene to break it up, and she ended up getting hit in the face. On one occasion, he got into an argument with someone, and his car was tailed, and she was bracing for the car to be shut up. And this young man prides himself as being a stepper. He prides himself as being someone who you can't mess around. And I'm like, bro, like, this is America. Everyone has a gun. Not because you have a gun, don't think that you're a tough guy. Anyone can shoot you. Anyone. You can mess around the wrong person and you'll get hit up in a drive-by or anything. Nobody cares. Nobody's in fear of you because you have a gun in America. Everybody and their mother has one. And she ended up speaking to me, and she told me that the guy was saying that he doesn't understand how she could be with me because I'm not that type of person who would get involved in a scuffle in a club and all that. I'm like, perfect. I am not that type of person. I'm the type of person that is not going to allow you to be in that situation. As soon as I see that there's going to be something negative, some negative energy around me, I exit that location. I don't need to be there. There are a million other places I can go, enjoy myself, have some alcohol, go home, and I blow your back out, girl. We don't need to be inside a club fighting with people, trading gunshots or trading blows, or maybe someone ends up in a casket. I don't have anything to prove, especially to a waste man. You allow waste man to scuffle with like-minded people like them, so that they can trade bullets and they can eliminate each other. And then we can have their bitches when they're dead or when they're in jail. That's how it should be. I'm out.